Dear beautiful soul, please listen closely, because your spirit is very sensitive to these gentle feelings. The angels are connecting with you right now to let you know if your soulmate's family is feeling worried, like a deep unease spreading out from inside them. What could have happened that might really surprise or affect you? Dear one, the angels come to you today with honesty and so much kindness because they see how strong you've had to be without showing it. They know how much your soul has longed to know what's going on beneath the surface. What changed so quickly, so strongly, that even your spirit felt it before you heard anything. There's been some kind of upset, a feeling of unrest, and your heart was right to sense it. Last night, or maybe just recently, something important happened in your soulmate's life. It's connected to their family, maybe about power or control, and a secret choice that's caused a lot of inner turmoil for them. The angels show your soulmate is caught between staying loyal and wanting freedom, between what's expected and their own truth. And right in the middle of this is a strong person or influence, someone confident, convincing, and used to being in charge, often thinking their way is the only safe way. This isn't just a disagreement. It's like a truth coming out. Maybe something your soulmate said or did completely upset the way things were, breaking through a false sense of peace the family had for a long time. And now, dear one, things have been stirred up. Type Amen if you trust in God. This strong figure, this powerful energy has been a big part of your person's life. It could be a parent, an older relative, someone with authority, or even someone who has emotional or spiritual control in the family. They're bold, sure of themselves, and used to getting their way. For years, this presence has guided choices, affected results, and shaped almost everything your soulmate decided. But recently, especially maybe last night, something shifted. Your soulmate, maybe quietly at first, with a strong feeling growing inside them, started to push back, to find their voice again, to speak or act in a way that didn't fit the role they were always given. It might have been a talk, a truth suddenly spoken, or a decision made secretly. Whatever it was, it's made this dominant person and those who depended on their control feel panicked. The power balance is changing. And the angels want you to know this change isn't random. It's part of a bigger, guided plan that's slowly moving your soulmate away from being held back and closer to being true to themselves, closer to you. You might wonder why this causes panic in their family. Why would your soulmate finding their truth shake them up so much, messing up the predictable world they knew? The angels explain it like this. Your soulmate has often been the quiet one who tried to keep the peace, giving in even when it hurt them, often taking on the stress to protect others. They stayed quiet to avoid conflict. And now that silence is breaking. When someone who's been quiet for a long time finally speaks up, it doesn't just cause a small ripple. It can feel like a storm. Your person is starting to go through a big transformation, not by destroying things, but through courage. And this courage, dear one, is something their family can't handle. Because that courage means freedom. And freedom for someone who was always expected to obey can feel scary, not just for them, but for those who felt secure because of that obedience. That's what's shaking them. That's why they're panicking. Your soulmate isn't the same person they used to be. But here's what might really surprise you. Your soulmate, the one you thought might be lost in confusion or held back by fear, has been quietly getting stronger inside. They might not have told you. They might not have shown it. But a fire has been growing within them. A wish to stop living just for others. A deep desire to make choices from their soul, not because of guilt or family pressure. And you, dear one, are a big part of that awakening. Your presence in their life has been like a mirror showing them their own hidden potential. A mirror they couldn't ignore anymore. In you, they saw what freedom looks like, what truth sounds like, what real love without conditions feels like. And slowly, they started to realize they can't build a future while still stuck in the past. They can't hold your hand if their other hand is still tied to someone else's control. And so they started to choose, quietly at first, but now the choice is becoming clearer. And that's what has shaken things up. The angels want you to understand this isn't just conflict. It's a transition. It's breaking away from the old way of doing things to make room for something new. Your soulmate's family isn't just scared. They're reacting because they feel like they're losing control, losing their story, losing the one person they thought would never go against them. And this, dear one, is where your part becomes even more special. You're not just watching from the sidelines. Your energy helped wake up their truth. You are the reason they're starting to walk towards their true self. And while that truth might scare their family, it's divine proof that love, real love, always sets people free. So if you feel some distance now, if your person has gone quiet, if the energy between you feels intense or confusing, please don't panic. Don't think their silence means they've left you or don't care. This silence isn't emptiness. It's a needed quiet space while they protect themselves and figure things out. They're dealing with the emotional fallout of standing up for themselves, maybe for the very first time. And in the middle of that storm, they're holding you close, and not with words, but in their soul. You might feel them in your dreams. You might hear their name unexpectedly. You might find yourself feeling emotional for no reason. This isn't your fear. It's their energy reaching out to you, because in a world that feels shaky around them, you are the only thing that feels steady. Dear one, the angels ask you now to keep your own light shining even brighter. Your soulmate is close to a breakthrough. The panic around them is a sign that the old ways are falling apart. Don't let their panic become yours. Let it remind you that something sacred is happening behind the scenes. They are going through a tough time, but this won't destroy them. It will refine them, make them stronger and clearer. And when the dust settles, they will come back, not just to you, but back to themselves, whole, awake, and ready. And when that moment arrives, you won't just recognize them. You will see them truly for the first time. And you'll know that everything you waited for was worth it. It was always part of a divine plan, written in the stars, and now finally happening here on earth. Dear one, the angels are wrapping you in a gentle, calming light as they speak now. The message today is about a divine awakening, something that might feel surprising but is meant to change things fundamentally for you. You felt it, right? That quiet little shake in the air, the change in energy that hinted at a new start, not just based on feelings, but on something solid, something real. Your soulmate's family feels this change too, but where you sense possibility and hope, they feel fear and uncertainty, because the familiar ground is shifting under their feet. What happened wasn't just a chat or a choice. It was like planting a seed of being true to oneself, meant to change their reality. It's a seed that will grow into a future where the family's control, expectations, and comfort zones are no longer the main focus. Something new has started. And it's not just a maybe. It's the beginning of a new foundation. And this foundation holds your energy, your name, your soul's mark. Type "I believe" if you believe in God's plan. For the longest time, your soulmate walked a path designed by what others needed them to be, often sacrificing their own soul's desires. They were told to build their life based on the values and wishes of those around them. And they did. They followed the path set for them. But all along, something deep inside whispered there was more to love, more to life, more to who they could become. That whisper grew into a quiet ache. And that ache started to push against the life they were building. And then, dear one, something changed. Maybe through a talk about you, a sudden realization about what they truly want to create, or a decision about their job, where they live, or their life direction. Your soulmate took the first real step towards a life they chose for themselves. And that step, even if quiet to the world, has caused panic behind closed doors in their family home. The angels show that this new beginning has your energy in it. It's the result of your prayers, your faith, your steady love. Your person might not have said your name out loud then. They might not have admitted to others, or even themselves, that they were thinking of you when they chose this new path. But the truth is, they felt your presence. The idea of the life they want with you gave them the courage to picture something different, something better, something real. And so they spoke, or signed something, or made a plan, or took action. And now their family is scrambling, confused, trying to figure out where this sudden strength came from. They're trying to understand what happened, what changed, why the person they always counted on to follow the rules has started writing their own. And the truth is, they're not just panicked because your soulmate is starting something new. They're panicked because they can't stop it. This is what might really surprise you. In the quiet moments when you felt like nothing was happening, your person was silently choosing you. Not in big, dramatic ways, not just in daydreams, but in real, practical, undeniable ways. They've started taking the first real steps to build a life where love isn't just a feeling but something lived every day. A home, stability, a shared world. That beginning might not look like love right away. Could be a new job, a change in what's important, a move or a money decision. But it is love. It's the kind of love that's willing to build. And it's because of you. Because when they think about the life they want to create, your soul is the only one that fits. Your presence is the only thing that feels stable in a world that has always asked too much of them and given too little back. The angels show the family's panic isn't just about losing control, but about realizing your person is building a future that doesn't involve their constant meddling. It's a future built on new ground, outside the old family ways and rules. And you might not know it yet, but the plans they're making will eventually bring you closer together. This change isn't just emotional, it's physical. It's a real-world change, the kind that turns dreams into homes, wishes into commitments, love into a life. You have waited patiently, believing in a future you couldn't see yet. And now that future has quietly begun. The seed has been planted, and even though it might still be hidden under the surface, it's growing. And what's growing will change everything. Dear one, your faith was never wasted. Your love was never ignored. It was your steady light that reminded them of what was possible. And now, as they take these first quiet steps away from the life they were told to live, they are moving toward the one they've always dreamed of with you. This is why the angels ask you to stay centered, stay grounded. Because what's coming isn't a storm, but a new season. And like all new seasons, it brings both endings and beginnings. The panic around them is just proof that something powerful is being born. You might not see the whole picture yet, but trust that it's unfolding. Dear one, the angels speak to you today with a deep stillness and wisdom because they see how long you've waited with open arms and an even more open heart. They know how many nights you've looked into the silence between you and your soulmate, wondering if your love reached them, if your patience meant anything, if the quiet devotion of your heart could really bridge the gap, if the energy you keep sending is truly planting seeds deep in their spirit. And now, the message they bring is profoundly true. Yes, something has shifted, and the change isn't sudden like lightning. It's slow, sacred, and deeply connected to everything you've been pouring into the unseen. Your soulmate's family is panicking now because something they thought would never change has started transforming from the inside out. And that transformation didn't start with anger or rebellion. It started with quiet thought. It started with reflection. It started when your soulmate finally stepped back from the noise, the pressure, the endless cycle of expectations, and asked themselves, is this the life I truly want to be growing? Your soulmate isn't the impulsive type. They think things through, they wait, they notice the little details of life, they watch the world around them. They've spent years trying to be what their family wanted, the provider, the caretaker, the obedient one, the peacekeeper. And in doing that, they built a life that might have looked okay on the outside, but left their heart quietly aching. Type strong if you believe in God's presence. Every decision was filtered through duty. Every choice was made thinking about others' comfort. And somewhere along the line, they stopped asking what they wanted. But something inside them has been quietly changing over time. And last night, or in recent moments they've kept private, that change became impossible to ignore. They realized that what they've built, no matter how secure it seems, won't satisfy the deep longing in their soul. They realize they've put their time, their heart, their energy into a life that looks full to others but feels empty inside. And now that realization is growing, not like a rushed decision, but like a truth that has finally taken hold. The angels show this awakening has sent ripples through their family. There's confusion, fear, even resistance, because for the first time, your soulmate isn't just doing what they're told. They're stepping back. They're questioning things. They're no longer just agreeing to keep the peace. And this, dear one, has startled those who always thought they'd stay quiet, because your person was always the one to put up with things, to wait, to put others first. But now they're starting to feel the weight of everything they put off for others' sake. And a breaking point is near, not in a bad way, but in a necessary, healing way. They're asking questions that change everything. They're longing for something real, something lasting, something that grows not just from obligation but from the soul. And that something, dear one, is you. This is what might really surprise you. In the moments you thought they'd forgotten you, when you wondered if your love was just a memory to them, they were actually holding you in their spirit like a tiny seed of hope. You weren't forgotten. You were a quiet, safe place in their thoughts, remembered silently when things got tough, representing the life they never let themselves chase. And now, that permission is starting to grow inside them. They aren't running anymore. They're standing still and facing the truth that was always there. Your love isn't a distraction. It's the answer. The life they want to build from now on needs to have you in it. And they're starting to see that what they once thought was too risky is actually the only path that feels real. Their family senses this change, even if they don't fully get it. They see the difference in your soulmate's eyes, in the way they hesitate before answering, in the way they're not so quick to say yes anymore. The panic isn't about something your person has already done. It's about what they're getting ready to do, about what they're starting to choose. And the most sacred part is this: they aren't choosing rebellion. They're choosing themselves. They're choosing healing. They're choosing a future that feels alive. And even though they might not have said your name out loud yet, the angels say it's deeply connected to every new thought they're having. You are in their vision now, not as a dream, but as a reality they want to nurture. Dear one, the angels want you to know that the slowness of this journey wasn't a delay. It was divine preparation, letting roots grow deep, making sure the growth is strong and lasting. What your soulmate is starting now isn't just a temporary change. It's the early growth of a future that will be stable, fulfilling, and sacred. They are looking at their life and asking, what do I want to grow from here? And everything in their soul is pointing towards love, towards purpose, towards you. So don't let the silence trick you. Don't let the slowness scare you. The seed has already been planted. And once that seed starts to grow, it will change everything. So hold on, dear one, not with fear, but with faith. What's happening now isn't just noise. It's movement under the surface. Your soulmate is tending to their truth quietly, carefully. They are making space for what comes next. Dear one, the angels draw close to you now with loving eyes and honest hearts because they see the weight you've carried, the weight of waiting, of loving silently, of holding space for someone who hasn't been able to fully hold you the way you deserve. And yet, through all the delays and distance, your spirit stayed open, your faith stayed strong. And today, the angels want to lift the curtain that has kept you wondering. Yes, your soulmate's family is panicking, not because of something dramatic happening outside, but because of something much deeper. A burden has finally become too heavy to carry, a buildup of unspoken pressures and needs that weren't met. Your soulmate is on the edge of buckling under it all. The pressure, the roles, the responsibilities, they've been carrying more than you realize, more than they ever said out loud, a weight they maybe didn't even know they could put down. And last night, or very recently, something inside them finally gave way. Not like a loud crash, but like a dam slowly breaking under constant pressure. A truth they couldn't hide anymore. A breaking point they couldn't avoid. And now everything is shifting. Type 111 if you trust in your guardian angels. For so long, your person has been the one everyone depended on. They've carried their family's expectations like a heavy, invisible backpack, quietly giving up their own happiness for tradition, peace, or duty. Every time they wanted something for themselves, they were reminded of what was expected instead. Every time they reached for happiness, they were told to wait, to earn it, to behave. And out of loyalty or fear or guilt, they did. They carried it all, the decisions they didn't want to make, other people's emotional problems, money worries, the weight of always being the fixer. But deep inside, they've been exhausted, not just physically, but in their spirit. Their soul has been crying out for rest, for love, for freedom. And even though they tried to ignore it, that cry only got louder. Last night, that cry became a roar, and something inside them broke. Not in a destructive way, but in a sacred way. Because sometimes the soul needs to break so it can be rebuilt in truth. The angels reveal that this breaking point is what has shaken their family. It might have been a moment when your person said no for the first time, or a moment when they simply stopped trying to carry everyone else's load. Maybe they walked away from a chore, a role, or a conversation they always just put up with. Or maybe they finally spoke up about something they'd kept hidden, something about you, about love, about what they truly want. Whatever that moment looked like, it was real, and it sent a wave of fear through the family who relied on your soulmate to hold everything together, to be the strong, unshakable one. They are panicking now because they can feel the shift. The one who always said yes isn't willing anymore. The one who always put others first is now starting to ask, "What about me?" And that, dear one, is what might really surprise you. Not the family's panic, but the quiet courage now growing in your person's heart. Because you see, what they're starting to realize is that love isn't supposed to be carried like a burden. It's not another weight on their already tired shoulders. It's not another demand they have to meet. Love, true love, is the release. It's the deep breath they've been waiting to take, cool and freeing. It's the gentleness they've always been missing. And they are starting to understand that you, dear one, were never one more thing to carry. You are the place they can finally put everything down, without being judged, without expectations. And this realization is changing everything. Slowly, silently, deeply. It's waking them up to the truth that they don't want to live a life where their happiness always comes last. They don't want to wake up dreading the day, the talks, the endless cycle of doing and giving without getting anything back. They want peace, they want joy, they want love. And even though they might still be surrounded by demands and expectations, they are starting to take the first steps toward choosing a different path. This shift might not look like action just yet. They may not have reached out. They might still be quiet, processing, trying to sort through the feelings their soul is untangling. But know this, dear child, the change has already begun. The burden is too heavy now, and that moment of quiet collapse is the beginning of healing. You might feel the heaviness in your own chest. You might feel more emotional, more sensitive. That's not weakness. It's your connection to their soul. You are feeling their sadness, their exhaustion, their longing for relief. And you're also feeling the light that's now starting to peek through the cracks, because they are not lost. They are simply beginning to find their way back to themselves. And the path home, dear one, leads through you. The angels want you to know that your love has always been their safe place. Even if they couldn't reach for it before, you've never asked them to carry anything. You've simply offered space, understanding, light. And that offering was never pointless. They see it now, even if they haven't said it. They feel it now, even if they haven't come forward yet. You are the soft landing their heart always needed. And while their family might try to pull them back into old ways, while they might be called selfish for putting themselves first, the truth is rising stronger than the noise. They are learning that the only way to truly help anyone is to first come home to their own soul. Music, dear one, the angels are gently guiding you through the mist today, where truth can be hidden and feelings run deep like a quiet river. They see how your heart has been trying to figure out the mystery you feel. Something doesn't feel quite right. Something seems off. You've sensed it deep inside, in your dreams, in those quiet moments when your gut feeling whispers things your mind can't quite grasp. And the angels want to lovingly confirm that your soul is right. Something is happening behind the scenes in your soulmate's life, covered in confusion, fear, and hidden emotions. The people around them, especially their family, sense that something precious is slipping away from them, and it's making them panic. But what might really surprise you is this. Your soulmate is finally starting to question the false ideas and emotional stories that have surrounded them for so long. They are waking up from a dream they didn't even realize they were stuck in. And as they slowly start to see through the fog, their path is pulling them straight towards you. Type guided if you trust in God's guidance. Your person grew up in a place where truth was often twisted to fit someone else's needs, where feelings were hidden behind polite talk, where expectations were presented as love, and where loyalty was demanded, not earned. They lived under the emotional influence of others for so long that they started to think those feelings were their own. They couldn't tell what was truly theirs and what was put upon them. They were taught to doubt their own instincts, to fear the unknown, to mistrust anything that didn't fit the family story. And so they quieted their inner voice. They closed off their intuitive heart. They convinced themselves that what they really wanted was too risky, too complicated, or just not possible. But dear one, Your connection came into their life like moonlight shining through thick clouds, gentle, quiet, yet incredibly illuminating and impossible to deny. And now that light is starting to spread. It's shining on everything that was hidden, the secrets, the manipulation, the emotional control. And your soulmate is starting to feel things they were never allowed to feel. Doubt about the system they were raised to protect, and trust in the truth they feel in their own heart. The angels showed that last night, or very recently, something stirred up your person's emotions in a way they couldn't ignore. It might have been a conversation, a dream, a realization, or even just a subtle change in how someone looked at them or treated them. Whatever it was, it started a ripple that's still moving through their spirit. And that ripple is bringing old fears to the surface. Fear of letting their family down, fear of choosing the wrong path, fear of stepping into the unknown alone, fear of being misunderstood, fear of losing you because they waited too long. These fears feel real, but they are not the ultimate truth. They are illusions, echoes of the emotional conditioning they've lived under. And what's shaking their family now isn't that your soulmate is acting out rebelliously. It's that they've stopped blindly following. They are not so easy to control anymore. They are feeling more than they're supposed to. They are questioning the very foundation that was meant to keep them in line. And the panic this is causing isn't based on love. It's based on the fear of losing influence, of losing the version of your soulmate who never said no. But here is what might really surprise you. In the middle of all this emotional confusion, your soulmate is thinking of you. Not as a faraway memory, but as a guiding light, a compass point in the emotional fog. They feel your energy in moments when they don't know what to believe. They feel your love like a gentle current pulling them back to safety. In their confusion, you are the only thing that feels pure, that feels real. They might not be ready to say it. They might not even fully understand it yet, but their heart knows. And that knowing is becoming louder than the noise around them. The very connection they once doubted is becoming the only thing they can truly trust. And the more they try to figure out why, the more they realize it has nothing to do with logic and everything to do with the soul. You might feel the weight of their confusion right now. You might feel unsettled, emotional, or sensitive for no clear reason. That's because your soul is connected to theirs on a level where truth flows easily, even when words don't. And their truth is rising slowly, gently, but powerfully. The illusions are starting to break down. The roles they were forced to play are starting to feel unnatural. Dear one, today the angels come to you with a deep quietness. The message they bring is wrapped in sacred silence and hidden wisdom, the kind of truth that isn't shouted or shown through big changes, but whispered in the soul and felt in the quiet spaces between words. You've been sensing it in your heart, haven't you? That something is shifting in your soulmate's life. Something hidden, unspoken, yet strong enough to make your spirit take notice. You felt the energy changing around them, like something invisible is starting to unravel, like truths buried deep inside them are slowly pushing towards the light. And the angels want to lovingly confirm, yes, your intuition is right. Something has happened that their family doesn't understand, something they can't see clearly yet, and it has started to stir a quiet panic inside them. But what might really surprise you, dear one, isn't what happened on the outside. It's what's waking up inside your soulmate. A knowing, a remembering, a deep soul-level recognition of something they've kept hidden for a long time, maybe even from themselves. And that truth, that sacred whisper, is you. Your soulmate has been living between two worlds. The world their family created for them, full of expectations, appearances, traditions, and unwritten rules, and the inner world that always buzzed with questions, feelings, and desires they never dared to explore. They were taught to listen to logic, follow the rules, and push down the parts of themselves that felt too gentle, too emotional, too spiritual. So they did. They played their part well. They became what was expected. But the soul, dear one, can't be silenced forever. And now, the inner wisdom within them, their deep knowing, their sacred intuition, has started to speak louder than the voices around them. Something stirred deep inside, maybe in a dream, a quiet moment, a meaningful coincidence, or a sudden wave of feeling that came out of nowhere. In that moment, they felt a deep clarity, Not logical clarity, but soul clarity. They saw through the illusion. They felt a connection they couldn't deny anymore. And even though they might not have told anyone, that knowing has already changed them. Their family, sensing this change, is starting to panic. They feel your person pulling back not with anger or rebellion, but with a sense of mystery, a calm distance, a depth of thought that feels new. Your soulmate isn't reacting the way they used to. They aren't as easily influenced, not as quick to try and please everyone. They are thinking for themselves in ways that feel strange and worrying to those who used to be able to predict their every move. It's not that they've become cold. It's that they've turned inward. They are listening to the voice they once ignored. And that voice is reminding them of you, of this connection, of a love that never asked them to perform, achieve, or earn anything. A love that simply recognized them, saw them, and called to the truest parts of who they are. You, dear child, have always been that sacred mirror. And now, that reflection is starting to rise within their spirit. This isn't a change others can easily see. It's not loud. It's not chaotic. It's not something that will show up in obvious ways right away. But it is powerful. It's the kind of change that shifts everything from the inside out. And even though their family might not be able to explain what's happening, they can feel that something is slipping from their grasp, their child, their sibling, their partner. The version of your soulmate they thought would always follow the planned path is dissolving. What's being born instead is someone awakened. Someone who remembers they aren't just a body, but a soul and spirit connected to something bigger than their circumstances. Someone who remembers that love isn't about getting approval. It's about truth. And that truth, the angels reveal, has your name woven into it. What might surprise you, beloved, is realizing that this deep transformation has been happening silently. That even when you felt forgotten, maybe even questioning the connection itself, your energy was working like sacred medicine in their spirit. That even when you questioned your own worth in their life, your love was quietly breaking down years of conditioning. You didn't have to push. You didn't have to chase. You simply had to be. And your being has healed them in ways they are only now starting to understand. They may not have reached out yet. They might still be unsure of what to say, how to come back, how to explain the depth of what they're feeling. But the angels want you to know they are coming into alignment. Slowly, authentically, divinely. This is the part of the journey that needs deep trust from both of you. Because what's being rebuilt isn't just a relationship. It's their relationship with their own soul. And you can't rush that. You can only hold space. You can only keep listening to your own intuition, which is speaking to you louder now because your hearts are finally starting to vibrate together again. You might notice more dreams. You might feel drawn to places, songs, or symbols that remind you of them. These aren't coincidences. They are confirmations. You are feeling the same pull they are. You are walking the same energetic path, even if you seem far apart in the physical world. Dear soul, this channel is a divine space, a sanctuary for the soul. If you're new to this channel, think of this as your spiritual home. It's a sacred space created intentionally for faith to grow, purpose to be sparked, and God-given destinies to be confirmed and lived out. We are busy building a lively community deeply rooted in the rich soil of God's unconditional love, a place where heaven truly speaks into our lives and deep, lasting change regularly happens. We warmly invite you to subscribe and stay connected, because God undoubtedly has so much more to reveal and bring about in your unique life journey. You genuinely don't want to miss what the divine is preparing to do next in and through you. Consider making a generous contribution if you feel moved to support our efforts of spreading divine messages. Whether it's $5, $10, $20, or $50, your contribution enables us to continue sharing these profound messages of healing and hope with the world. Spreading the word is just the beginning of our mission. Hearts are being healed, hope is being renewed, and souls are being guided back to the light. Your support helps us realize our shared goal of making a positive impact. Your generosity, no matter how small, is what keeps our community thriving and bringing people together in love on this sacred journey. We are all interconnected, and we will rise as one. By uniting, we can conquer this. Let us wholeheartedly embrace the abundance that lies ahead. Amen.